I see you got the attention of every man, but I'll still be the one if you leave it up to chance.
Show me what you got, 'cause there's only one chance with me. You got more proving to do on the floor, so just dance with me. You only got one chance. You only got one chance with me. You only got one chance. You only got one chance with me. 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 You say your queen is what you want. You say your woman is what you need. So I'ma let you have it. One thing I gotta see. Come real close, feel the beat now and dance with me. Show me what you got, 'cause there's only one chance with me. You only got one chance. You only got one chance with me. You only got one chance. You only got one chance with me. 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 Dance, work your body, work your body. Dance, only if you got it, only if you got it. Dance, work your body, work your body. Dance, only if you want it, only if you want it. Come real close, feel the beat now and dance with me. Show me what you got.
Hi, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Listen. Comment y'all name. Comment who y'all are. How are y'all doing? Come on in. Come on in. Hi, y'all. How are y'all doing? Listen, come on in. Come on in. Listen, comment y'all name. All of you guys, come on in. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to come in. Because listen, come on. Yes, come on in. Come on in, guys. Listen, share, like, comment. Come on in, guys. Hi. Hi, people. Hi, comment y'all name. Comment where y'all tuning in from. Because listen, as you guys see, come on in. Come on. Listen, I'm excited for today. I am excited for tonight. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Listen. Come on in. Listen, I'm going to give y'all like 2 more minutes. And then we are going to get started. Yes, come on. Listen, come on. Okay. At the 5-minute mark, I am going to start. Listen, like, share, comment, you guys. Like, share, and comment. All right. Like, I have like 5 more seconds. Listen, all right, we are in here, y'all. Y'all see, I am solo dolo today. Unfortunately, Whitney obligations ran late, so she had to make sure she was in attendance there. And I know last week a lot of you guys were waiting to tune in with my co-host at the time of the show. Unfortunately, he will not be joining us. However, the show must be going on. Whitney and Michelle are not here today. So you guys have me today, and guess what? It's still gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? It's still gonna be good. You guys are gonna love it. Listen, so let's go ahead and dive into this because I promise you I'm not gonna be before y'all long. I promise. I promise. But today I think this is a really, 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 really great topic for us to talk about, which is accountability. Listen, as you guys enter, share, comment, listen, so I can put your comments underneath. Listen, share, like, comment. Um, but I'm gonna go ahead and dive into this topic, y'all. Excuse me, in my little, y'all. The season is changing and it's coming upon us quickly. So listen, your girl voice is in. So you guys come on and tune in. But I think this is a really, really, really great topic for us to talk about and to actually bring to the forefront. I think we don't talk enough about accountability. I think we look at it in injustice, your BLM, your Black Lives Matter. We look at it in all these aspects, but we do not look at accountability, and we don't think of accountability on a short spectrum, such as my friendships, my relationships. So I'm just here to just expound on some of the topics when it comes to accountability. Y'all see, I keep trying to push this up. And I want you guys to kind of consider this in your friendships, your relationships. And the first thing is like, what is accountability? Like, what is that? What is accountability? Because I think sometimes we mix that word with, justice, and the truth is we really don't know what that looks like. Hi, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. As you guys come in, I am literally saying hi to you guys as you come in. Thank you for joining. But what does accountability look like? What is it? And I think sometimes we don't even know what accountability is. So, what is accountability? To me, accountability, I'm gonna give y'all Webster, definition. It is the terms of ethics, liability, or responsibility. So you taking on the responsibility of an action or a reaction. You owning your part in something. Maybe ethically, maybe whatever it is, you're owning your part, right? So what it is, how does it look in a friendship, right? Literally, to me, when it comes to accountability, it's when I'm in a friendship or I'm in a relationship and I own my part. And sometimes we are not even able to own our part, right? Let's just be honest. Sometimes we don't know how to take accountability for what we just don't know. So what does it look like? How do we come to the terms of being accountable? So, i.e., if a friend comes to you and say, hey, my feelings, you've hurt my feelings in this situation, and I feel like, you didn't have to say that. Now, we all say this, right? Like, hey, I meant what I said. And that may be very true. Like, you may mean exactly what you say. However, could your presentation be better? Could your word choice be better? Those are the things you are accountable for. So you may mean what you say, but it's how you say it. It's how you present it. It's how you bring it to a person. So in that instance, you will be held accountable for what you say, how you bring it to them, and not really what it made them feel, because the truth is feelings are valid to everyone. You know, your feelings are valid, but we have to remember feelings are not always reality. It is real to you, but it may not be actually like happening in chronological or actual time. So, hi you guys, thank you for tuning in. So what that means is simply that in that instance, I will take accountability and say, hey, no, I didn't mean what I said. However, I could have presented it better. So I take accountability for that. I am responsible for that part. I am wrong on that ability. Or excuse me, on that part. And I own my part of that. So that's a mild instance of how to take accountability in something you meant to say, you mean, but how you may have presented it wasn't the best. Now, we have to remember that when we take accountability, or the word accountability means to be accounted for. So, what that simply means is that if I am in a relationship, I am married. This is a real example, y'all. This is a real life example. I am married. And my wife tells me, well, this is like not the example is real, but I am married, as you guys know. However, this is a part of it that I think we all can kind of come together in. So if my wife or my spouse comes to me and says, hey, babe, I felt like you weren't listening to me. I felt like in this instance, when I came to talk to you, because let me finish my example. I felt like you weren't listening to me. I felt like when I came to speak to you, that you weren't visibly there. You weren't visibly noticed to be present in the room. Like you weren't there. It seemed as if you were brushing me off. And because I can do that, y'all. I can sit in a conversation and listen to you and be like, see, my body language will show her I'm not there. I'm not ready to communicate. Or I don't want to hear what the hell you got to say. And that's very true. There is some instances where my wife may come to me and she may say something, and I really may not want to be in a position to hear what she's saying. Hi, friend. And it's important to address that minute you notice the attention shifting. Absolutely. That is a great point. And it's very important to address that. So when my wife communicates that to me, it is my job and my duty, one, to communicate if I'm not ready to talk. That's a part of accountability, right? If I'm not in a place where she comes to me and she addresses something and I'm not ready to talk, I have to say, hey, I need a little bit more time, okay? Because we have to remember we have to be accountable for what we put in a conversation and how we respond, okay? So it is my job, it is my duty to be open to when she communicates to me, so I can take accountability for how I made her feel. If I'm not in the right posture, I will not accept nothing she says. Posture matters in accountability. If you are not ready to talk, if you're not ready to hear a person out, it is your job. It is your duty to communicate that. May it be verbally, may it be I step away for a moment and I text it, or I write you a letter. It is your duty to communicate to someone that you're not in the posture to communicate, then take accountability for your actions. Now, what if in that same scenario, I said, well, I don't feel like my disposition is wrong. I don't feel like how I'm governing myself is wrong. What do you do with that? Okay. You then go to your pocket of, hey, posture matters. verbal and nonverbal matters. So your disposition makes me seem as if you're not ready to have a productive conversation with me. Y'all, I'm gonna drink something because I'm over here choking, child. Whew, baby. So the disposition will show that. Now, as you communicate that, it should open up more of a dialogue. You know, you don't never come with it aggressively, because your partner or your friend will never, and this is not even in a relationship, this is in any type of something with a ship, partnership, relationship, friendship. This is for it all, right? So if you're in, if that person communicates and they're not in a position, hey, it's you just gotta leave it alone, right? Now let's go to the part of taking accountability. What if you're a friend or in a relationship or whatever, and you take accountability, but it's not received? Example, I had a friend that we had a misunderstanding. And in this misunderstanding, I was trying to find more of a literal approach, and they were looking at the situation from an emotional standpoint. And for me, when my friend at the time mentioned to me, hey, what you're looking for may seem a little bit insensitive. And in that moment, I immediately apologized, right? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm not trying to disregard your feelings or your stance, because guess what? I'm looking from an emotion. I'm looking from a literal standpoint. So therefore, in that moment, I have no regards for emotion. But the minute my friends say, hey, I think you're taking a different approach, it needs to be you got to be a little bit more emotionally in tune with it. At that point, it is my job and duty to clear up any misconception, right? It is my job to say, hey, no, I'm not trying to disregard emotions. No, I'm not trying to disregard anything. It is, and I clear it up. So I'm now taking accountability to make sure there is no misunderstanding. There is nothing being misconstrued, right? So in that moment, what if my friend doesn't want to take that? What if my friend in that moment doesn't want to take me and in that moment of saying, hey, that's not what I meant, I apologize? What if they're not able to have a conversation with me and accept my accountable actions, right? What do you do in that moment when you realize that if you apologize to a friend, or you come back and try to make things right, and you've now taken accountability, and your friend or partner, whatever, is not receptive, at that point you have to leave it alone, because you've done your part. There is absolutely that's their right. Absolutely, it's their right to accept your stance of being of your apology. It's their right, to accept your apology or not. And at that point, you got to move on. Not everybody are some people are less forgiving, right? Some people honestly believe by this mantra that, hey, if you said it, you meant it. Now, on the other hand, I'm different. I believe sometimes people speak so quickly. I believe sometimes people mouth move before they actually thought it through. But you gotta give people the opportunity to make it right. However, if your friend or anybody, your partner, in a relationship, is honestly going to be in a friendship, and no, honestly, in anything with a ship, it's impossible to move on without any forgiveness. Know that it's hard to move forward in a genuine friendship, a genuine relationship, a genuine partnership without a level of forgiveness and knowing your person's heart, okay? Knowing your person's intention. If a person, and this is how I honestly read it, maybe it's me, maybe it's not. Who knows? However, I truly believe is once you bring something to someone's attention, they can do one of two things. They can disregard it, or they can think on it and come back and take accountability. Once a person comes back and take accountability for their actions, I believe everyone deserves that grace. See, we want to ask people to forgive us, right? And we want people to, look at us and say, okay, I didn't mean that. That's not what I meant. But what if they choose to say, no, I don't. What does that leave any room for people to be human? What's your comment, Marie? At the same time, don't let people abuse you in the name of friendship. Yes. People cherish connections and turn a blind eye to some very malicious tendency. Absolutely. And guess what? I'm going to leave that comment right there. Because sometimes, and I'm going to expound on that just a little bit. People will continue to do, and this isn't anything, friendships, relationships. People will do what you allow them to do. Okay? If you do not, I think previously in one of my mirror talks, I told you guys about boundaries. If you've seen red flags previously, with people in your friendships, relationships, whatever, anything with a ship, period. If you've seen tendencies before and you choose to ignore them, guess what? What's that old saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You have to realize these tendencies are sometimes, most of the time, unhealthy. So, what does that look like? Do you continue to let a friend, example, if I made, and I could use Marie as we are great friends. We have known each other not long, but she is truly my friend. And I'm going to use you as an example. I know you don't care. But I'm going to use you as an example. Hi, Ashley. Hi, girlie. Listen, I'm going to use Marie as a perfect example. And this is not anything to her. But but she is my example on tonight. If I come to my friend and let's say we communicate all the time. And this part is actually true. We talk, and sometimes she may be like, girl, I forgot to text you. But she picks it up on the 6th or 7th day. But she follows back up, right? She follows back up and say, hey, I haven't forgot about you. I just got busy. I got schoolwork. I'm mommy. I'm creator. I'm influencer. I'm doing all this stuff, right? And she lets me know, she checks back in, right? She's letting me know that I have not forgotten about you. And I'm upholding the standards we keep, as in communicating, keeping you in the loop. Now, let's say, God forbid, let me knock on wood. Bruno, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Why did I do that? Bruno, sit down. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your contribution to Mirror Talks. So, what if she just stopped talking to me, right? What if that happened and she didn't let me know? She did not tell me anything. She just dropped the ball, right? And I communicate that to her. Mind you, we've already had our preliminary, interview for our friendship. She knows the expectations. I know the expectations, right? Hey, Toya. Hi. Good to see you. Not see you, but good to see you tuning in. Hi. But, like I said, she's been through the preliminary interview. We know the expectations. And she just dropped off the face of the earth, right? And I no longer hear nothing from her. And I communicate to her, hey, friend, girl, first of all, are you okay? I'm good. She called back. She told me I'm good. I'm great. Cool. Then my follow-up will probably be like, girl, I haven't heard from you. Everything okay? We cool? Yeah, girl, we good. Just been, I know I kind of fell off, but I'm going to do better. Right? Cool. Girl, no worries. See, that's me giving you a pass because life happens, right? Shit happens. Stuff happens. Cool. Friend. Got it. I didn't put too much pressure on it, but I did let her know, hey, we good, we cool. Ain't heard from you. Now she has like a little touch of like, okay, I've been a little MIA. Now let's say if that happens again. At this point, as an adult, one, you make time for what you make time for, right? So I'm gonna kind of fall back on my communication. I'm gonna kind of fall back to see if you reach out to me, because now I'm reaching out to you. Now I'm making you a priority. But if you realize in any relationship or accountability partner that they're not making you a priority, honey, leave them the hell alone. If you realize that your friend is not taking accountability in communicating or dropping the ball or anything, it is that's a telltale sign that they do not. You are not a priority, sis. You are not a priority, sir. It is your time to now fall back. You don't gotta give a notice. You don't gotta say nothing. Actually, all you got to do is let them put themselves in a place. And thank you, Marie, for being my example. But I know this isn't you. It's just an example. But you now know that you need to put a mental note that they're not really trying to establish nothing deep. Or you're not a priority. Let me say that. Because even as being friends for a long period of time, you could check in on your friend every now and again. But guess what? That's the precedent y'all set. Because guess what? You have lives. That's what that is. But when we're talking about people who blatantly are uninterested in building with you, are uninterested in following up and checking on you, are completely uninterested in building a relationship, because guess what? You're not a priority. See, that's what I'm talking about, a level of accountability. When people do not want to give what you put in, at some point, you have to start denying people access because you've held them accountable, but they just choose not to uphold the accountability part. So at that point, you have to realign yourself. Now let's talk about accountability and trauma. Let's talk about accountability in people you know who have wronged you. Listen, and listen to me well. Baby, if they have wronged you, and we can talk from a legal standpoint, you go and you make sure, or to the best of your ability, that you go to whatever extent you need to go to hold a person who has caused damage in your life, sexually, mentally. Because we're not even talking about, we have to really dissect that part of accountability concerning rape or molestation. You have a voice. Your voice matters. And guess what? If you don't take the steps to hold those people or person accountable, guess what? It's going to happen again. And it's going to happen again. And it's going to happen again. Guess why? Because you did not take the stance at some point to hold this person accountable. Now, you may ask, well, I'm scared. I'm nervous. But baby, understand one thing. If you do not stand or take that initial stand, there is going to be another person's innocence. There's going to be another person's virginity, adolescence taken away from them. And we're speaking specifically rape and molestation. So at some point you face that thing, because let me tell you, lies live. Lies live in secret. Understand me. Lies live in secret. But the thing is, when you expose it, that's when the truth happens. Be prepared to lose some friends. Be prepared to lose your family. Be prepared to people to call you a liar. Be prepared for people to say, Why now? It ain't true, whatever it may be. But you go to the extent you need to find justice, to hold whomever, whatever accountable for that type of trauma sexually. You don't let no one. Listen, let me tell you one thing about people who are abusers, who are rapists, and things like that, or molesters. What they do is try to instill fear in you, because they know that 9 times out of 10, you are not the first person they've done it to. Know that you are not the first person. They are a repeat offender. You are not the first person. So they have gotten by silencing people, instilling fear. Maybe they're bigger than you. They know more people. Or they may have some type of what's the word I want to use? They may have some type of influence that they know people may not believe them. But baby, know that when you're a repeat offender, there is somebody who's going to come out because they've heard you went to report it, or you went to done something. You went to do something. Know that there will sometimes, and I'm not going to say 9 times out of 10, but there will sometimes be someone else who says or come to you and say, hey, I've heard this too. I know such and such that he's done this too, or she's done this too, because let's just make it very clear. There are women pedophiles. There are women molesters. There are women rapists. Okay? So we're not going to make this a gender neutral thing. This is all genders, whatever they are. Know that. Now, let's talk about accountability for people who've caused some type of hurt, or may it be due to a misunderstanding, may it be due to a disagreement where you guys have not sat in the middle and have had a discussion. Now, some people aren't even going to talk to you. When they feel like something's wrong or y'all have conflict, those people are avoidance, okay? Those people will literally avoid you because they don't want to deal with conflict. For one or two reasons. May it be because they've never been heard. Anytime they brought conflict, and this can come from emotional trauma and childhood trauma, when they said something, their voice probably wasn't heard. So to them, they're probably thinking, I might as well not say anything anyway. You ain't gonna believe me? Like, it's no use. My voice don't matter. Now, there are some people who believe that they don't have to talk to you because they know they're right. And those are the people who are self-absorbed. And those people you will find don't have many close friends. They have associates, people they go and get food with, or they go to church after lunch with. But they don't really have anybody around them to say, sis, bro, nah, you wrong on that one. You shouldn't have said this, or you shouldn't have did those. Those are the people they're not going to have many friends. You'll even see them have a lot of surface relationships with people. Because the minute someone tries to hold them accountable, they feel like they're attacked. And that is avoidant behavior. Okay? Then you may have some people who most people are like this. They're going to tell you their perspective. They're going to be like, no, I feel, and this, and yada, 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 yada. Like, there are some people in when you try to tell them something to hold them accountable, they're going to argue you left and right. Like, there is going to be no way that you can get your point across. There's going to be literally no way that they're going to try to hear you out. Now, these people are people who always feel like they have to defend themselves. people who feel like my voice has been gone. No one ever hears me, but I'm going to scream to the top of the roof. And you're not going to be another person who ain't listening to me. If you realize that they come from a traumatizing background, because you have to know the person. If you have any type of relationship with somebody, as in relationship and friendship, right? You have to know a little bit of where they come from to understand the behaviors and what you're getting when you try to hold people accountable or try to tell your feelings or explain to them your point of view, right? So this person who's rah, 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 rah. I mean, literally, you can't get a word in. Everything you say, they have a rebuttal with. Everything, these are your people who always have control. They feel like they always have to have control. And they always have to be right. Those people, you have to realize that they're not gonna be in a place mentally. Let's just be more candid. They're not in a place mentally to hear what you have to say. Because their end goal is being right. Their end goal isn't coming to a reasonable place or trying to find reason. Hey, Shay. These are the people that you are not going to get nothing across with. I mean, nothing. So at this moment, when you realize they are not hearing you, they are not even listening, you have one or two things to do. You can sit there and let them get it out, because the truth is they need to be heard. The truth is they need to feel that type of control. So they got to get it out. So you could do one or two things. You can let them get it all out and just talk and scream or whatever they got to do. Now, I'm not. Because I'm an adult. I'm not going to let you yell at me. Or you could dismiss yourself, like I just said. Hey, I realize you're not in a place to talk. I realize that we are not in a place to have a healthy conversation, and we are not able to get to reason. So at this point, I wish you the best. I hope you well. I pray that everything you want, everything you desire comes to pass, and you dismiss it. Because at that point, you have to realize that this person is not in a place to have a healthy conversation and come to a place of reason with you. And these people are very immature. These are the people that you will realize that they carry drama. These are the people you realize that there is no stability in their life. The only thing that will probably be stable is maybe their job. But as in, they go from one place to another place. They hanging out with these type of people, but no longer hanging out with them. Or they are at this church and they're no longer at that church because of somebody. It's always somebody's fault now. It's always somebody's fault. It ain't theirs. It's always somebody. That's that victim mentality. Where it's always somebody. Always them. But nobody is never you. But people's track records speak for them. If you have people in your life, even sometimes, that it seems like they pick you up and put you down when they want to. No. You are too, listen to me, you are too valuable. Okay? You are too extraordinary. You are too damn special to allow anyone to pick you up and put you down as they please. Know that it's an honor for them to have a person like you in your life. I'm not speaking to the unhealthy people. I'm not speaking to the people who are self-absorbed. I am speaking to the people who genuinely have been in a place where they don't realize or they don't know why. It seems like friends don't give them what they deserve. they're always losing friends, or it seems like nobody in your life at some point in a relationship gives you what you can offer. Baby, you better hold on, because that friendship coming, that relationship coming, but guess what? It's coming in due time. It's coming when you are at your best self. And don't you sit here and doubt yourself. Don't you sit here and wonder why are you not good enough? No, you're good enough. You're great enough. You're better than enough. But just know it's those people who got work they need to do. It ain't you, sweetheart. It ain't you, baby. It's those people. They got to do a little bit more work than you. Because guess what? Your trials and tribulations, you've been open and willing to accept your trials and tribulations and go through it and see you for you, to make you a better partner, make you a better relationship, a better friendship, excuse me. Just know that it's not you. If these people, if you try to communicate with your partner and your friends and they still don't see their self, when you communicate the best you know how, and I'm not talking about you screaming and you yelling, I'm talking about you done broke this thing down from A to Z, and they cannot take the level of accountability, baby. So long, farewell, until we meet again. That's how that song goes. Until we meet again, and that's gonna be the other side of heaven, baby, or wherever. But just know that it's not your fault. If people in your life can't take accountability for their actions, once you bring it to them, once you talk it through with them, and let's be real, let's be very transparent. If your friend or if your partner say they love you the way they do, there is a level of there should be, let me try to phrase this right. They should be in a position, if they care for you and they love you the way they say they do, because some of y'all out here are fake bros and sis. Some of y'all out here are really, y'all be like, oh, that's my bro, that's my sis. But when stuff hit the fan and stuff arise, you can't communicate. You can't talk it out like sis and bros. You can't talk it out like family. You can't do nothing but just sit and waddle. No. Okay? When you love me the way you say you do, there's a level of, or there's a stance where I'm going to let you say what you got to say because I want to hear you out. I want to understand your heart. I want to get to know why it is with you, where you are, wherever you are, excuse me. So know that when you call these people your friends, the people in your relationship, they should love you enough to first hear your heart and know where you are. Not everybody, see, the people who think that you're malicious or you mean to do stuff after you explain it, listen, they don't really know you. They don't really know your heart. And at that point, you got to realize, hey, I got to let you go. Because I thought you knew me, but you didn't. I really thought we were better than this, but we're not. You're not. So at a point, you got to let them go. Because they are not in a place to hear you. They are not in a place to get to know you, to understand your heart. But also know they have to make the decision to be accountable. Sometimes we force change on people, and some people talk a good game, like they ready. Oh, baby, I'm mature. Baby, I'm not with the conflict. I'm not with the drama. I'm a peacemaker. I'm gonna talk it out. I want to get to know where you're coming from. And don't. I want to understand. But when conflict happens or there's a point where we have to communicate, Oh my God, all hell rise. I mean, everything just goes into fire. At some point, we have to say, okay, if I love you the way I say I love you, I need to hear you. If you mean that much to me, I need to at least understand or give you the opportunity to say your piece. But sometimes we leave and we leave a lot of situations and people without closure. Now, do I believe there are some situations that is so traumatizing where you just really can't go back and relive that? Absolutely. And that's where we're talking about your domestic and things like that. But when it comes down to understanding someone and talking things out, at some point you got to say, okay, my love for this person real. Let me at least hear them out. Let me at least, you know, see what they're talking about. Maybe, and even I implore you, if you have that stance, you will probably see a different perspective than what you felt. Again, your feelings are valid to you, but sometimes your feelings are not actually reality. And so I say that to say, when we're in these friendships and relationships, one, we have to open up our posture in our mind. First of all, when someone comes and tells us something about ourselves, we are not being attacked. It's just an opportunity for growth. We have to have the posture that I'm not right all the time. We have to have the posture, did I do something? Maybe. If I did, let me hear them out. We have to be open if we want healthy relationships and friendships. When someone comes to us and try to hold us accountable, it does not mean we are attacking them or you're being attacked. Let me say that. Just because someone comes and talks to me about me, don't mean I'm being attacked. It means there is something on their heart and they want me to listen. Now, the people who are saying stuff and you're bringing stuff to someone, be mindful of how you bring it to them. Be mindful of how you communicate. Be mindful of your presentation, because that plays in how someone is going to receive you when you want them to take accountability. If you are coming pumped up, egotistical, knowing you coming in this situation or coming to confront somebody knowing you right, with the mentality like you know you right, you ain't gonna get nothing accomplished. But for the people who are going to confront someone who you want to be held accountable, come with a sweet, peaceful spirit. It's your spirit that dictates the outcome. It's how you approach it that dictates the outcome. So if you approach it rah-rah, you ain't gonna get no good response. But I guarantee you, if you approach any situation that you're trying to have somebody to be, you're trying to hold someone accountable, sweet, peaceful, with a result, a mindset that we're coming to talk this out and be diplomatic, you're gonna get somewhere. And the people who are being confronted, listen. You are not attacked. You are not being attacked. You are not being drugged through the mud. You are not being hurt in the moment. Try to open your mind to say, this is my friend. They have a concern. This is my partner, and they have a concern. And now, this is the opportunity for growth. Just like on our jobs, when we get those evaluations, and I think I've referenced this, it's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for growth. Let that be the mindset. Now, at that point, if it seems like you guys disagree to agree, or y'all say agree to disagree, then let it be that on a situation. Let it be that. But at that point, you have to determine if you're able to move on. If the situation was that great enough for you to cut ties. Is this person a repetitive offender? Has this happened 3 and 4 times? And 3 and 4 times is a lot. But if you feel like they are really never going to get to the point of owning something, I advise you to let it go. If the person is not hearing you, or don't want to hear your heart, and don't want to hear your side, even if you made an honest mistake when someone has come to you and tried to hold you accountable, even let's say you apologize, let's say you really didn't mean anything, listen, understand at that point there is nothing you can do. If they choose not to move on and forgive you once you are taking accountability, sweetheart, there is nothing you can do. All you can do is grieve that relationship, because that's the truth. When people choose to not forgive you, when you made an honest mistake or you've taken accountability of some sort, may it be a bar fight, you were too drunk and you hit a girl or hit a boy, and everybody in the bar, my stand dropped. Everybody in the bar has now, it's gone in a disarray. And you come back to the people and say, I apologize. I was drunk. I started it. I did it. And if those people around you are like, girl, you too wild for me, I'd rather not. At that point, you have to learn from that mistake and move on. Do I feel like that's fair? No. Do I believe everybody deserves a one-off? Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if it's never happened with you guys as a friendship or relationship. If something has happened and something has taken place and it's never happened before, I believe everybody deserves grace. And everybody makes a mistake. So if they choose not to deal with you at that point, it's okay. It is okay. You grieve that relationship. You cherish that experience. You cherish those moments. You live in those moments. You never tuck it away because the memories were good. The time was great. You never just come to the point of like, since they didn't forgive me, I don't love them no more. I don't deal with them no more. They don't know. You take it for this. Hey, I did make a mistake. I owned it. If they chose not to, no love lost. No love lost. And you go on about your life and you move on the best way you know how. Because the truth is, some people are just not forgiving. Some people just aren't. And that's their own personal choice. Now, if you're a believer, that's hypocrisy. Now, are we speaking of unbelievers? Listen, you have a whole different theology. You have a whole different moral code, ethic code. But as of Christians, if you are a Christian, it is your duty. If your brother comes to you and admit their faults, they come and they are honest to you and transparent about what they've done, it is our duty as Christians and as believers. Let me say believers. The ones of us who believe in the divine, it is our job and our duty to forgive our brother when they come to us naked. Once and this is a real life example. When my mother came to me and said, "Hey, sweetheart," when I was coming out, and she came to me and she said, "Sweetheart, I didn't deal with you the best way. I dealt with you the way I felt. I dealt with you the way I felt. But now I realized how I dealt with you hurt you. Me not talking to you hurt you. I did not realize my impact." And that moment when my mother came to me and said that, I had to forgive. Now, if it happens again, that's a different story. However, as believers, it is our job, it's our duty. So, people, if you're a person who are trying to hold someone accountable due to trauma, physically, you go to the legal lengths you need to go to hold them accountable. Don't let them silence your voice, because guess what? You are not the first. It will happen again. And if you don't do it for you, do it for the person who they may do it to again. For you people who are battling on how to address someone and hold someone accountable for something they've done to you, whatever the offense may be, listen, know that it's your presentation, it's your word choice, and go in there with a positive mindset. Don't go into that place of, well, they ain't gonna listen to me anyway, so I might as well not say anything. No, address it. At least you can say, I did it. I addressed it, and however it turned out is however it turned out. But at least you did it. But the key is to go in with a positive mindset. Your mindset determines a lot. If you go into it peacefully, you're going to get a peaceful outcome. No, seriously. Your mind is it's your biggest battlefield. And for you people who are going to be confronted by someone who wants to hold you accountable for something you said, done, whatever it may be, listen. Know you're not being attacked. Know that you're not being attacked. Know that you're not being harmed. Knowing that they are respecting you enough to say, hey, I love you and I want to work on this, but I just need us to have some spots. We have some spots to improve on. And guys, when you confront someone, don't go into it with the pointing of the fingers. Use those words like feel, I, me, not you, because that can make someone feel attacked as well. So the people who are being confronted, know that it's coming from a place that they respect you and they love you and they want to move on. They don't want to just separate. Sometimes, most of the time, people who come and have a conversation with you, they want to continue the friendship. They want to move through it. They see a possibility. They believe that you're strong enough to move through it. So know that. Know that you aren't being harmed and that person loves you. You don't have to come out that corner screaming, fussing, yelling, but calm your spirit and know that the person you are listening to loves you. That they want the best for your relationship. So listen, like, share this video. I want you guys to go on all of my social media platforms and follow. We have YouTube now, so subscribe. Listen, if you type in Mirror Talks with Lay, I am there. Listen, go to subscribe. Listen, I am now doing TikTok, y'all. I'm about to do a lot of TikToks. So go to TikTok, type in Mirror Talks with _Lay. And that is the same on Instagram as well. If you guys want to be a blessing, it's up to you. However, money money is tight for some people. So listen, a share and a like is free. So I want to eat. You want to eat? So you do the thing. You do it for me. I do it for you. So thank you guys for tuning in to another week of Mirror Talks. And look out for some notifications. We are coming back next week. And keep your notifications on live because, baby, we are coming back next week. And I want you guys to get all the notifications for our topic next week. Love you guys. Thank you. Y'all have a good one. Take care.